And now, weighing in out of the blue corner, Josh the Punk Thomson. 100%. And on the other mic, he weighs in from the red corner, Big John McCarthy.
Look at Big Josh McCarthy there with those little blinders behind him, man. Go ahead, flex, baby. No, Josh, flex, Josh.
I'm trying. This is so difficult. It's like 1 in the morning baby. Here. It's so crazy.
Dude, it's got to be at least 13 inches of fucking bicep there, man. That's awesome, dude.
That's what she said.
Very nice.
It's like
very
13
nice.
inches
13
of fury, biceps. Baby. 13 inches of fury.
Welcome to the Weighing In Podcast, yes, everyone.
Absolutely.
We are glad to have you, and we had the UFC 295 from Madison Square Garden in New York, and they had some fantastic fights and some big-time wins for the new interim heavyweight champion in Tom Aspinall, and then a man with 11 professional MMA fights.
Insane.
2 UFC titles
Not
in
one.
2 different weight classes.
No.
Pretty goddamn fucking good. That's saying something. We'll talk about that. How you doing there in Austin, Texas there,
I'm
baby?
I'm doing good, man. Son went 4-0 today across his team. Now they got to go on to the quarterfinals and hopefully the semifinals tomorrow morning. But we got an early morning. But, John, I got to be honest, man. This Central Time, watching fight bullshit is horrible. It's so late. It's so late. I'm dying over here. I'm like, geez, it's horrible.
I was sending you pictures of Charles Barkley doing this.
I know, man. I'm exhausted. Like, honestly, I was falling asleep during the prelims. I was like, geez, what is going on? A couple good prelims stood out, though. The Madsen fight was great. The Jared Gordon fight was awesome. That was a good fight.
Jared Gordon looked good.
Good stuff. So, anyway, some good fights in the prelims. A couple that we were going to chat about. Not all, but some. And then the main card, though, I thought obviously lived up to what the name recognition was on there. I mean, it was a great main card. I mean, anytime the card finishes 40 minutes early, I mean, you got to start thinking like there was pretty much a lot of finishes, and they drug it out too a little bit here and there.
Oh yeah.
So, good stuff. Good stuff, but I'm actually right here next to my boy. Right here.
I want to see if Podcast Dave.
Come here, boy. Come here.
Just get a little saucy in there.
I love it.
Come on, Dave. You got to give him a little, nudge there. Tell him, that he doesn't know anything. Something.
He's within reach for me to flick the tip of his dick. Just bop. Just bop like that. Just dish, dish, dish.
I don't want to embarrass him in front of his fans.
Oh, jeez. This guy. It's embarrassing that you think you could. I love it. But hey, you know what, though? We're having some fun. John, but before we even get started this whole thing, go ahead. Give me a little bit of praise. I got the text threads. Come on. Tell me. Come on.
You got text threads. You're so full of crap.
Come on.
You're saying that you called things that you didn't call.
I called them all.
You're
John.
Lying dog, man.
John, praise me.
If you called them, I would say,
John,
you called them.
John.
But you didn't.
John.
You didn't call
I
anything.
said that Alex was going to win.
You said what?
I said.
You did not. In fact, you said.
I got the text threads. Wait. Let's not even talk about it.
Hold on.
Who did you pick?
If you want to say at the end.
Who did you pick?
If you want to say at the end before the fight, and I said, Josh, who are you going with? John, and finally you said, well, who are you going with? And I said, I'm going with who? I go Jiri.
And I said who?
I said Jiri.
I said, oh, fine, I'll go with
Alex.
Alex.
And you said, okay, then I'll go with Alex.
But I had already picked Alex. I already picked Alex in the last show.
Oh, Jesus. You didn't pick anything.
And I said for sure Tom Aspinall. I said Tom Aspinall. And I
said for sure Tom Aspinall.
I said Tom Aspinall. I said for sure
You better
Tom
go
Aspinall.
back and listen.
John, look, if you guys haven't heard it, guys, go back.
You talked about how small Tom Aspinall was, and that's what you liked about him.
Which he's not
He's
small,
a small heavyweight.
He's not small, by the way. The guy's enormous.
Yes, he is, but he's fast.
He is fast. He's very fast.
He was. You tell you what, he took a shot.
Oh,
he definitely got stung by that, and he was like, "Oh,
it's a good fight,
but
man."
Came right back with it, man. And that's what winners do.
Well, let's not talk about the fights like that. We got to go over these fights. Where do you want to start? You want to start? You want to start?
You got to start
the main event.
The main event. You got to go with the main
just
event.
Before we start the main event, though. Can you please just say how right I was? Just say it. Come on,
Dave.
Damn it, John.
Dave.
Yes,
Dave,
John.
You were right. He's an idiot.
I don't know.
He's an idiot. Wow.
I've been calling all along.
You're from Scotland. Don't talk to me about education, okay? Please.
Education doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't exist there. We
It
know.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't
all
matter.
All that matters are facts.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
What difference does it make?
I am going to say that on the text thread before the fight, you did say, okay, I'll go with Alex. So you went with Alex.
I
so
did.
You got a winner there.
Yeah.
Good job.
Tom Aspinall?
Good job.
Give me some love. Give me some love.
No, I'm not giving you Tom. You
Gosh.
didn't freaking call
I said
Tom.
Tom was going to
You
win.
said it was an even fight.
It wasn't even fight, but Tom was the better guy, and I was right. So, all right, let's get right into this fight.
All right, let's go.
So, look, John, when I was watching this fight, and I texted and I even put it out on Twitter, I was like, I thought Alex won the first round. Please, you said a lot. You said a L.
I was just laughing. I was just laughing
Okay.
at you.
Right or wrong?
Yeah. It really depends on how you looked at it. I like that the leg kicks had the effect. And when you look at the ground was okay. There was a couple good elbows, but he did a good job of protecting himself. And I think most of the damage that you could really tell in that round came from the leg kicks. And that would have given, in my opinion, Alex the round.
If I'm making you switch your stance, if I'm making you fight a different way, that means that
I'm
I'm
hurting
doing more.
you.
Yeah, I'm hurting. I'm making you move.
Yeah,
I'm making
I'm
you
hurting
do
you.
something. Yeah,
Exactly.
And to
which
me,
makes you do that.
yeah. I looked at Alex in terms of the first round. I thought Alex did the most damage with the leg kicks. I thought he controlled the space really well.
He got hit, but the leg kicks I thought
did.
were the big difference maker.
Yeah. And then when he got taken down, sure, the takedown was nice, got to the bottom. Yuri was on top, 3/4 mount, but there was no real significant damage done. Like I would say 3 or 4 shots got through, but not enough to make Alex have to fight a different way.
Who was damaged more in the first round?
I think that Yuri was. I think the leg kicks
so do
really
I.
developed. Yeah, because in the second round, as soon as Alex came out and made a leg kick, you could see Yuri right away switch his stance and started to change the way that he fought.
His leg was hurt
that round. Yeah.
You remember DC did that little interview
it.
with Alex, and he says, give me a kick, right? And he says, 25 in the end, right? And it's like, that was a mistake.
John, like I was one of the first guys in AKA to actually start using that calf kick because I saw some of the benefits of it happening as it was going on throughout, like other people, like in Strike Force. It was George Masvidal that I saw use it. I started using it.
Benson Henderson was using it in the WEC.
Benson. Yep. And then so I started seeing some of all this stuff come about. And I would use it on DC and he'd be like, you can't do that. That's with with shin guards on. You can't do that. Don't
With
kick
shin
me like
guards
that.
on?
Yeah, don't kick me like that. We're talking lightweight, heavyweight.
Yeah.
Don't kick me like that. Don't kick me like that. Don't do that. Thomas Dion's, train with him. Don't kick me like that. Like 2 or 3 kicks. Okay, stop kicking me. Javier, don't kick him like that. There's a real effect, even with shin guard to shin guard, whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
Still, don't kick me like that. Because you're working around the pad a little bit, and DC just couldn't handle it. Other guys that I had trained with couldn't handle it. They're just like, no. And I didn't kick it super hard, but you don't need to. It just needs to hit the right spot.
There's not a lot of meat there.
There's not.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, though, is that you would think, right, that fighters be like, oh, well, let me just turn my shin out a little bit more and check it. It doesn't really matter because you're kicking low enough. We're not kicking to the point where we're kicking like, if I'm kicking your thigh, you bring the leg up to check and it hits like that upper portion of your shin. But if I'm kicking your ankle or like your low bottom calf,
Hurts.
you bring it up, it actually hurts just as much.
It hurts.
There's not much you can do to check that kick.
Yeah.
And so, and it's going to be there for the duration of, I think as long as the sport goes on, it's going to be there. So people are going to have to start making some adjustments on learning how to fight both ways, which most people are now, just in case they get hurt. But from what I saw from Alex is one of those guys that just has power in that kick no matter what. And he throws it very slow.
And he doesn't turn over. He doesn't turn. Look at his feet.
Mm-hmm.
He does it. His toes are straight. On his plant foot, his foot doesn't really turn out. So it's not like he's turning his hips over trying to put a ton of power in it. He's got enough power to the way he throws it, which is kind of straight and linear, that gets out there pretty quick. And it's got power on it, so he doesn't have to change, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be a freaking problem. But I'll say this too, like, because podcast today knows him so well, he calls him John Mahal Hill. But John Mahal Hill is somebody that I think gives Alex a tougher fight than Jiri does. And where I thought Yuri's success was going to be in this fight, when we talked about it in the midweek show, I said he's going to have to throw a lot of stuff unexpectedly. He's going to have to make it dirty and grimy. He's going to have to make it very unorthodox because Alex has that traditional kickboxing style. If you throw spinning back kicks, if you throw uppercuts and left hooks and then like wrestle and take down, you've got to keep Alex guessing. Whereas Jamal Hill, everyone, if you guys are new listeners, we call it, podcast Dave calls Jamal Hill, Jamahal. For one day, he read it wrong, and that's the way he pronounced it. Was Jamahal. I think that Jamal Hill is just the faster fighter. He's the faster fighter. So I also look at Alex. He's got power. Granted, he's got power. He's not a fast fighter, though.
But Jamal Hill's got power.
But he's fast.
Yeah,
Jamal Hill is
got,
fast.
He's got power too, though.
He's got power, but I'm saying he's fast. And the power and the quickness of Jamal Hill to get there to his chin, Alex could be in trouble. Where Yuri's not a fast fighter. He's just very unorthodox. He throws the uppercut, the loopy overhand right, a little bit of the wrestling and the kicking mixed in. Punches don't come from the same angles that a normal kickboxer would throw them from. And so I thought his success would come from making it one of those weird, funky style fights.
But it was. He was being successful.
He was being successful.
Especially, look, in the round that he ended up getting knocked out, he was doing well. He was landing a lot of shots.
But only when he put the pressure to make it very just funky and or unorthodox style of stand-up. Alex wants to fight you. A traditional kickboxer. Like, look at, I fought Dwayne Ludwig. And I understand.
They want to fight a traditional
They want you to stand directly in front of them, and they're going to move lateral movement.
Trade.
That's very traditional for the way that you fight kickboxing. Jiri does not fight that way. So why would you go out there and try to fight to someone's strength? What did your dad say? Tell me what your dad said.
Never fight another man's game.
And that's exactly what Jiri was doing in that first round. It didn't make any sense to me. And then when he came out in the second, he started fighting his own game.
Yep.
That's when he started having success.
True.
And then he got into the mix a little bit too much, got clipped and caught. But he was having success. I felt like he was having more success on the feet than Alex was. But then you got to deal with the power. But you've got to mix it up, though. Make the funkiness of it all, but then also wrestle because you knew that's where the fight needed to end up if you wanted to win. But when you look at what Jiri does throughout his fight career, does he seem like he's the guy that has the biggest fight IQ? Not really. But it works for him right now. But John, when I look at guys like him, I go back to the Roy Jones thing. They live off their athleticism, a little bit of the Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz had a good fight IQ. He's very brilliant when it comes to his fight IQ. But his style made it very difficult for people to deal with. Yuri's got to fight more like a Dominic Cruz, constantly moving, constantly throwing weird, awkward things at you. But then also just the aggressiveness on the takedowns and then mixing it back up to the spinning back fists and elbows. And he's got to do more of that, leading in with the uppercut and the left hook, like how Dom used to do. And we only saw that for that short duration in the second round, but then it went away, and then look what happened. So I look at Yuri's definitely not done. I don't believe he is, but I'm saying that he's got something to build on and say, look, I made this mistake by fighting this guy's fight in the first round. Second round, when I did what I was supposed to do, what I normally do, I had success. So now you can go back and say, look, I don't need to make many changes. Just keep doing what I'm doing, but just have more confidence in what I'm doing. But I feel like that came from the layoff. Am I wrong or am I right?
Yeah, I don't know. You might be right because it's a matter of, timing and distance is something that you get comfortable with by being, repetitions. I don't care what it is. If you're, fighting, if you're reffing, repetitions make you better because you just become more comfortable and everything just becomes more natural. And when you're talking about range in a fight and being comfortable at a range, that takes doing it over and over because you'll understand exactly where it is. 'Cause you're not looking at your opponent's face. Okay. It's not like what people think.
Yeah.
You're looking and you're going from the shoulders down and and you're looking towards the legs and stuff and your eyes are going back and forth and you get comfortable with a range that you go, okay, here's where I can attack, and you feel it and you come forward, you pop, it works, and it just keeps on working and working until your opponent starts to off angle you and you have to alter now, you have to change it up a little bit. And that's something that this is where what we call ring rust. I always think that ring rust is the inability to be comfortable with the range that you need to be in to be able to be effective with your offense or your defense against your opponent. And that's what ring rust really is. It's not so much that you're not in shape. It's not that you can't, still do those same techniques. It's you can't do them because you can't get comfortable with the spacing.
Yeah.
And it's something that's repetitions. Repetitions takes care of that comfort. So I think you're right. I think it might have had something to do with it. And you called that, in our last podcast, you talked about he hasn't been fighting while Alex has, and it could be a difference. And I think it kind of was.
Yeah. I look at with Alex. Alex was so busy, John, in the last 2 years, whereas Jiri was been out for the last, 15 months or a little bit longer. Yeah. He's been out for a while. And that does play a little bit of a factor when someone is extremely busy, like how Alex was. He was fighting all the time, and he wasn't fighting slouches. It wasn't like he was fighting his way to get to the title shot. He was fighting the best guy at 185 pounds, and not once but twice. And he was fighting the best guys. Then he fought someone
pretty good at 205.
Yeah, at 205. And so it's like, okay, he hasn't been fighting slouches. He understood. All of those were 5-round camps. So he was been training 5-round camps, whether it was grappling, whether it was wrestling. His confidence has grown a lot in his ability to stop takedowns. That's one. 2 is to get back up to his feet. I wish he would do it a little bit sooner than he did tonight.
There you go.
But
you got to find that moment.
Yeah, he did. I was very impressed by him overall. And John, let's not pussyfoot around the fact that what he's done in 11 MMA fights is fucking just remarkable.
It is absolutely crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. I mean, because you're talking about a guy who was a 2-time champion, 2-division champion in Glory Kickboxing, and everyone goes, yeah, but he's won everywhere, and in a very short time, how many champions has he beaten? He beat Adesanya to win the title. He beat Sean Strickland before that, who is now a champion, right? So there's a UFC champion he's got to win against. He beat Jan Blachowicz. There's another UFC champion. There's 3. Right there, and then he just beat Jiri. That's 4. 4 out of 11 fights.
That's insane.
Man, that's impressive.
That lets you know that that's a championship mentality. Like, look, whatever happens, I know I can do it. I know I can beat these guys. I know I'm better than them on the feet. All I gotta do is fix this. And he has that championship mentality. I've got to be honest, man. I'm a huge fan. And
he's great.
He's great. And did you see there's a video of this girl who does, she's on social media. She interviews Sean Strickland all the time. I don't know her name. Nina. She did the interview with Alex. Okay, we want to see all the facial expressions of Alex. Okay, let me see you happy. And he's like, and then let me see you angry. Let me see you sad. Let me see you excited. Like, it was so great. All the other smile, all the other stuff was the same face. All the other expressions were the same face, except when you said, "Let me see you happy." He's like, it was great. I thought it just showed his personality. It shows we know Glover very well, you and I both, and it's great because you understand now that he's not dry like a stick like that. He's a real person, and Glover is such a ball of energy, fun to be around, and like you can see the two of them just meshing so well in the way that they interact.
And I do think that Glover, going close to 5 rounds with Jiri, I think that helped in that Glover was able to give him little insights and, hey, he does this, he's physically strong, whatever it is he told him. You could hear him in the corner saying, hey, now you felt it, right? And all this stuff. You know that Glover went through all that, and all of that can pay off. It's beneficial. So, and Glover's he's turning into a fantastic coach. Great. He was a great fighter, turning into a fantastic coach now. And, he's just going to have more and more people that he's working with that are going to be champs.
Pull up that division for me, buddy. I can just slap him now when he's out of hand. Come on. Come on.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah. The one that we're talking about for the last hour. Yeah. That one. Can you pull that one up?
Right here? Fucker.
I love that I can just grab him, reach over and you've got Ankalaev, who's pretty much next, who can wrestle.
No, he's not. There's no way. No way. I wouldn't put Ankalaev in there. Why would you put Ankalaev in there?
You have no one else. Alex the champ. Jamahal Hill is out. Yuri just lost. You've got Rakic is still developing.
Rakic is out still.
He's getting out. So he's still out.
He should be close.
I can't see that. Krylov? Is that Krylov?
Krylov.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Krylov's number 6. That's how far down you have to go. Ankalaev is number 2.
These guys are fighting.
Okay, these guys. I don't know. These guys can't see who you're talking about, Dave.
Blachowicz and Rakic.
Yeah, Blachowicz and Rakic are fighting.
Yep.
Oh, are they?
In January.
Okay. So Rakic's fighting. Okay,
I thought
Rakic's
Rakic was coming back.
He's coming back. Good for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
But
that fight's
why would I ever give Ankalaev a title fight now? Because I gave him a title fight against Blachowicz. That ended up in a draw. I give him a fight against Johnny Walker, and he throws a knee to the guy when he's on the ground to his head that ends up being a no contest. I'm not going to give you a damn title fight off of that.
John, you just do what you're told, okay? Give him the title shot.
I'm not
No,
giving him
yeah, I get it. I understand.
I don't give a shit if you're Dana White or not.
I mean, I could see them having to face, somebody else. You have Krylov, maybe, and Ankalaev. You have, or maybe you do the repeat of John Walker and Ankalaev, maybe.
You called Izzy up?
What?
You called Izzy up?
That doesn't mean anything to me. Like you just got not DQ, but there was no contest for the Johnny Walker fight. Just remake it.
Yeah,
remake the fight. Yeah.
No, I agree with that.
Let's see that. And look,
but I'm not going to give a title fight to Ankalaev off of that. I won't do it. You were the reason it was a no contest.
I think if you're Alex, in 11 fights, you've got you've won 2 titles. Maybe you just take a good 3 to 4 months off. I mean, he's been, like I said earlier, he's been pretty damn busy in the middleweights and now in the light heavyweights. I mean, this guy's busy. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm happy for Alex. I mean, because I called it, and I want to make sure that everyone understands that. Stop sleeping on my predictions, guys. If you guys want to make some money, you guys come to me for some betting odds. John,
you got to make the predictions so they can freaking follow it.
I got to just.
You're not making it.
Well, I mean, I can't just give you guys all my shine. I got to make sure that I save a little bit for me. That's how this whole thing breaks down.
Yeah, there's a lot of shine floating off.
Yes. Just polishing the shoulders, baby. Dust them off. All right, next one. What do we got?
We had the interim heavyweight title with Tom Aspinall taking on Sergei Pavlovich. And this was going to be one that we kind of like that. This could go very fast, and it did.
Oh.
Pavlovich came out. Aspinall came out. There was a lot of respect towards both guys. Pavlovich comes out. He landed a clean shot on Aspinall, got his attention. Yeah. Aspinall took a little step back, took a little shakeout, came back and landed a beautiful combination that hurt right hand on the temple, and then another one to put him down, and that was basically, he didn't even need the hammer fist. He was done.
Yeah, I was going to go live earlier, like me demonstrating that move on podcast, Dave, but then I realized that I'm actually in his house right now. His wife probably wouldn't be too happy about that. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to actually just let
He'll bust that WWE belt out and smack you across the head.
Can you imagine if I had walked out of his house with that belt around my waist? Like, fucking hell yeah. Just strapped. I mean, John, there's not much I can say. I mean, like, I was just right the whole time. I mean, it's just so embarrassing that how right I was. Tom Aspinall is a lot faster than I thought. He's a lot bigger than I thought. He moves like a middleweight. And like I said, I mean, I'm high on this guy. I did say that. I'm very high on this guy. I think
here, let's be honest. Let's go with the guy that actually did say he's high on him and that he's going to be the champion. He's going to beat Pavlovich.
Do not mention that fucking name on this podcast. I will kick you.
He's going to beat John Jones, and he's going to be the long reigning.
Are we going to call him out when we realize he's not right if he doesn't beat John Jones? We're going to call him out too, because you're about ready to hype somebody else up, and I'm a little upset. And then now if he loses to John Jones, you're going to call him out on that. I want to know you're going to play this. You're going to play this both ways. I said he was going to win, John. Jeez, go ahead. Say his name.
Did not say he was going to win.
Say his fucking name. I'm just going to jump through this computer. Go ahead.
Michael Bisping predicted that Aspinall would win this. He would win against John Jones. So he's got the first part down. He did predict it. I heard that.
Okay, but John, You have to realize he's a homer. Like if you listen to
I
him,
know he's a homer.
it's
but
like
he was
me
right.
saying the guy from AKA is going to win. Of course I'm going to be
See?
right because those guys always fucking win. That's what happens. Those yes, we always win.
Oh,
Yeah, only until I got to the end of my career did I not win. That's why. That's it. Those guys, the AKA guys, always win. Okay, but look, he's got this whole thing with the UK guys. It doesn't matter. He's going to automatically shine that way. It's in him. That's who he is. He's 100% a homer. And I admire him for that. So when you're saying he was right, of course he was right. Doesn't matter what he would have said. It would have been the same exact thing.
He did call it.
You're killing me, man. I can't even get no love on my own show, John. Like John won't give me no respect. No respect over here.
There was no call.
Tom,
all we did was talk
I gave
about
more of a call than
we
you
did not pick who would win the fight.
Man, I'm gonna go through that. I'm gonna listen to it again.
You go through that.
I will.
I recall exactly what we did.
What
you
did
talk
call
about
it when you
Aspinall
capture
being
the
small
screen
and fast
time?
for a heavyweight.
Screen capture?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a screen capture of all this stuff. I'm gonna have Dave do it though, not me. But
yeah, okay.
Have Dave do it. I thought he's so fast. He moves like a middleweight, and I think he's gonna be a problem for a lot of guys. And here's the thing:
he is.
Look, when Bisping talked about him beating John Jones, by the time they actually fight, John will be another year older. He'll be another year older. By the time John comes back, he'll be another year older. So I'm not saying it's far fetched, and this kid's 30 years old.
Yeah,
he's a baby, man, and he's just figuring out who he is, like and how good he is, and going into his body, the man strength. Like he's really just getting there. And for a heavyweight, I mean, he can fight for another 10, 12 years as long as he doesn't take a whole lot of damage. So good for him, I think.
But he can't. The one thing, let's be honest, when you look, he had the fight against Curtis Blaze. He tore his own knee up because it wasn't something that Curtis did. And is he a guy that he's injury prone possibly? Kane was, and maybe it's the way he trains or something like that. But he has come out saying that he learned more about who he was based upon that injury, and that he needed to work harder. Maybe it's going to make it to where he doesn't get injured. Who knows? But he's a good young man, and it's good to see someone with that kind of talent going out there and doing exactly what you want to see, putting his opponents away. And that's what he did, man. I give him credit.
I agree. Very nicely done. All right, next fight.
Jessica Andrade taking on Mackenzie Dern. And I said, you know what? I said, I think Jessica Andrade is going downhill a little bit. And then she has a fight like this. And you look and you go, she controlled that fight. She just did beautiful. She took her time. She was just patient. And when Mackenzie would come in, she would launch, a couple shots at her. Smart. Mackenzie goes down. Stand up. Did all the things that you look and you go, how come you didn't do that the last couple fights? Now, maybe it's just the difference in the opponents. Yes, Tatiana Suarez is a better wrestler, obviously, by far than Mackenzie. Was able to get her down, but Jessica did a great job when Mackenzie hit that. It wasn't even a head and arm. It was just a head toss. When she swept the leg through, she was able to get herself back out. She was able to be strong in all of those clinches. And I'm being honest when I sit there and say it, I did not know that Mackenzie had left Jason Perillo. We talked about, was she still at Ruka, based upon Pat leaving. And I'll tell you what, she did not look as clean with her stand-up. She had, her dad was in the corner and stuff like that, but you could see a difference. And her chin was coming up, and she was getting clocked. It was a great performance by Jessica, and definitely not what you would call it. It was a tough performance. She proved she's tough. She'll fight, but it wasn't a clean performance by Mackenzie. She was making a lot of mistakes.
I'm not going to take too much away from the fact that she wasn't with Pereira, only based on the fact that her last like 4 or 5 fights, she's always fought kind of with her chin in the air. And even though Pereilla's trying to get rid of that, but her combinations were a lot cleaner in this fight than not this fight, in her past fights when she was with Pereira versus what it was tonight. And after she threw a couple good 1-2, she actually rocked Jessica a couple times. But then she just got overzealous and just sort of like kind of chasing the shots, and then she got clipped herself. Every moment that she looked like she was going to be able to maybe take over the round or start getting the round to go her way, she left herself wide open, swinging wild, chin in the air, got clipped, and the round was gone.
She lost the round and got popped.
She lost the round because she went from I'm winning the round to now I'm leaving myself wide open, and then I got caught. The judges already said, like, look, I'm hurt, I'm damaged. Now I lost the round. It's hard to fight back from that when you're fighting from behind. And so that's one thing. Two is, if I'm her father, and if I'm going to start taking over her training because Ruka's closed now and Perillo's, not available is because of the gym being closed, get her into some damn wrestling room. Please, gosh, help us. Like, you have a product in front of you that is probably the best in the women's division in terms of jiu-jitsu. I don't think there's another. I can't say because Tatiana Suarez, she can wrestle and do jiu-jitsu. That's what makes her better.
Who's the one girl that you know?
Myrna. Is it Myrna?
Yeah.
What's her name?
Starts with an A.
Is it A or is it M?
I thought it was an A.
Oh God, what is her name? Amura?
Which way?
Amura?
Is she being
I think she's in
strawweight. Strawweight. She's
I don't think
definitely
she might not be ranked.
She's not ranked. She's not ranked.
But she's good, really good.
Yandaroba.
Yandaroba
is one that is close.
Isn't that her name? Or Yandaroba is her last name, but what's her first name?
Verna Yandaroba.
Verna, that's the girl we're talking about.
She's got good jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, that's the girl we're talking about. Not A. Didn't start with A. It's V. Yeah, Verna. Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Yeah,
she's phenomenal. She's good on the ground. Just doesn't have it. She's very much kind of similar to Mackenzie Dern. She doesn't have the look of Mackenzie Dern. She doesn't have the stand-up and willingness to trade on the feet like Mackenzie Dern. But on the ground, once the fight hits there, she's is just as good as Mackenzie Dern. The problem with Mackenzie is she just can't get the fight to the ground. Everyone's hip to her game. Whatever you do not let her take you down. Defend the takedown at all costs. And once you're fighting a one-dimensional fight like that, it's extremely difficult to get the takedowns. The years, like females MMA has got to the point now where it's the years of just the shooting the double leg get you the takedown. It's absolutely not true. Men's MMA is now like you don't shoot 2 and 3 moves ahead in takedowns, you're not getting the takedown.
Not getting it.
Females MMA is 1, 2, possibly 3, developing on the level of whoever you're fighting. When you're fighting someone like Jessica Andrade, who is physically strong, the first takedown probably will not get it done. I mean, you look at like how Wei Li got her down, and who else got her down? The big lift, a little bit of the slam, those things. Those are the things that you need to get them down on the first initial takedown. You get in deep, lift, slam. If you can't get in deep and lift and slam them up because they're strong or too strong, you need to be able to chain wrestle. And I'm sorry, but Mackenzie Dern doesn't know how to fucking wrestle at all, let alone chain wrestle. And no matter how much I like her and I really want her to start winning because she's extremely marketable, she's great for the sport, I feel like she has that ability, that it factor of she's got some big, you know what, in terms of she loves to trade. She's okay with trading. She's okay with taking a shot.
She's tough.
She's tough. She's really tough.
Is.
She just doesn't have the crew around her to make her fight smart or train smart. Get your ass into a judo gym or into a wrestling gym.
Hold on. Let's get. We had the first round. What happens to her right at the end of the first round? She gets popped.
Yeah.
She gets hurt, right? And she loses the round based upon just that section there. She goes to the corner, and her corner's telling her you won the round.
No,
it's like,
man.
Have you lost your minds? Well, the only thing that her corner should have been saying is, Mackenzie, I need you to wrestle.
Yeah.
I need you to get into her. I need you to get into the clinch. I need you to work, go to the single leg, go to the double leg. I don't care, but I need you to work on getting her to drag her down. And if it's drag her down into your guard, then drag her down into your guard because you're not winning this fight on your feet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but that has to do with your coaches and your coaching around you. And as much as I like Pereira, but Pereira can't help her with the wrestling. He can help her with the jab. He can help her with the combination. He can help her potentially close the distance and get into the range of wrestling, but he can't help you get the fight to the ground. And so that's where I'm just baffled by the fact, like, I don't know, how many fights does she have in the UFC, Mackenzie Dern? 8? Somewhere around there.
I would say.
Probably 7 to 8 fights. And you still can't wrestle. Like,
Going. I think Amanda...
10, 12.
12 fights, and you still can't wrestle. Look, if you want to get to the highest level, and you go back and you look at like people that were not the greatest talents on the feet, but they were good in the wrestling, especially of females, because the way that the level of competition is at that time, those fighters, Ronda Rousey, Miesha Tate, they were good on the ground. They were good at grinding on you. They were good at closing the distance. They were good at hanging on the single leg, the double leg. Ronda hip tossing you, bouncing you off the cage and foot sweeping you, whatever it is. She was good at getting the fight to the ground. So was Miesha Tate. Other fighters, who were that? Who was that before? Julie Kedzie. Like, there was fighters
Julie
that were
Kedzie.
out there back in the day that just, those females, they knew if they got the fight to the ground, they could pretty much dominate the fight because all the other female, Shayna Baszler, they knew that if they got the fight to the ground, they could dominate it and control the position. And then by the time that you were able to get back to your feet, the round was over. It's gotten to, I think, the Holly Holm situation where I can stand, sprawl and brawl. Oh, I'm sorry. Not all of you are Holly Holm athletes.
Well, and Holly Holm doesn't do that anymore either.
You're right. But I'm saying though is that Holly was an extremely talented athlete. She wasn't Joe on the street, or she wasn't a female that, decided one day she was going to be a fighter. She seemed like she was born to be this. Whether it was boxing, kickboxing, or MMA, she can do it all. And I just look at Mackenzie, I'm like, in this female division, what you need to do is learn how to wrestle or learn how to use your judo a lot better to get this fight to the ground. Because right now, you're fucking out there like on Revis Island, but you're not Revis. You're the person stuck on the goddamn island. And that's where she's at. And it sucks because she's so good on the ground. I can't imagine. Can you imagine having someone like a Rafa Mendez or a Guillermo Mendez or, Gordon Ryan being out there and going like, I have no wrestling, but I'm good at jiu-jitsu. Yeah, we'll never sit though because you can never get the fucking fight to the ground. This is not UFC 1 anymore. You got to figure this out. Like, put your daughter, her dad, one of the best jiu-jitsu guys ever in the world, put your daughter in wrestling. Get her in there. Whatever wrestling room. He has all the connections. Yeah. They know people. Get her a wrestling coach and get her grinding away on the wrestling. Her jiu-jitsu is better than all of us.
Megaton lives in Arizona. There's a guy named Henry Cejudo right there.
Henry Cejudo.
Angel Cejudo. Go to John Crouch's. Go to the lab.
Go to Arizona State Wrestling. Just go. Just wrestle with the smallest guy there. The guys just learn. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. I can sit here and talk about it all day long because if you want, she'll never be champion if she can't learn how to at least get level 1 takedowns. She's not even at level 1, John.
No.
Which it sucks because
right now you can basically look and say you're not even in contention to be in a title match.
But here's the thing: this fight would have put her right in that conversation to fight who next. Probably Tatiana Suarez. To be next, and then if she won, they would want to see that fight. They'd want to see Mackenzie Dern and Tatiana Suarez. They knew that like people out of the woodwork would be like, wow, we're getting a good wrestler and jiu-jitsu practitioner in Tatiana Suarez versus one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners in the world with a little bit of striking. Great fight. Yeah. But guess what? Yeah. All that shit just flopped out right there.
Goodbye.
They had a plan. Shit didn't work out. Next.
Let's go with a guy who is just on fire. And I was wrong in saying, I was thinking this was his first lightweight. This is not his first lightweight. He did start off in the welters.
Yeah, we got butchered in the comments for that.
But Benoit Saint Denis has just proven that he is just a tough ass fighter, and he's skills. I mean, it's not that, that one fight that I watched him against Dos Santos, and I saw all the damage he took, and I was really like, God damn, is he going to end up coming back? Boy, this guy has got nothing but balls and heart, and he has got skill. Matt Frivola went in there. He had a beautiful sweep against Matt. When Matt took him down, they end up getting up. Matt gets him down again. He gets up, and you could tell. And Matt Frivola is a strong, tough dude. As he's going away, that kick lands, and it was basically over at that point. It was beautifully done. But boy, he is calling out everybody. Did you see him calling out everybody?
No, Dave was talking to me, so I didn't hear shit. Thanks.
He wants the BMF title, so he wants Justin Gaethje. He wants Islam Makhachev. He says all these people, that belt is mine. I'll tell you what, I love his attitude. I love the way he goes after the fights. The guy is the real deal, and he is talented.
Okay, you lost me when you started calling out Justin Gaethje and Islam. I get it. I think he's talented. I think he's gonna obviously get into the top 14, 15, somewhere in there now. I mean, who knows? Maybe we see him.
Well,
versus,
I think Frivola was 14. I think.
Yes, Drew Dober's 15.
Okay.
So you have Frivola 14, Drew Dober 15. Which, by the way, we have a interview with Drew Dober dropping this week, so you guys make sure you guys don't miss that. Drew Dober joined us with that fucking sexy ass hairstyle, slicking it back,
and that
the dance
jawline.
move, and the jawline. Gosh, man, I'm super jealous. I was like, John, we can't invite people on this show that have a better jawline than me.
Yes, we can.
I mean, not only that, but he definitely looks like just a lot more ripped than I do. I mean, don't make me take my shirt off, but I mean, it is. I thought that St. Denis looked good. I thought very clean. But Frivola was kind of a little bit ahead in the round, but like you said, there wasn't much going on. You get a minute 30 in. I mean, there was not. Yeah. But I thought Frivola though looked like he was kind of starting to a
lot of frenetic energy.
What he was doing was he was controlling where the fight went. I was in the clinch, I put it there. I was on the feet, I put it there. But St. Denis had a different game plan idea where he wanted this thing to happen. And when they broke out of that,
answering for you. Look at that.
Yeah.
Gotta do something. Gotta do something to help this guy.
Well,
he gets in the same room he wants to help.
He's got a microphone right here on his collar, and like every time he talks, it looks like he's got a tick. It's like he's like trying to talking to his.
Hey, I'm a professional over here.
Unprofessional.
I am a professional.
I'm gonna video you trying to talk into your microphone. But it was one of those where, St. Denis looked like he had a game plan. He wasn't gonna allow Frivola to kind of take over the fight, and when they came out of the break, I always go back to a little bit of the conversation that we had with Fabian Edwards. Like when you're letting fights get away from you by every time you break. When you break, make them pay. You've got to make them pay for hey, you didn't get the takedown, you shot the takedown, and I'm gonna make you pay for it. Okay, you got into the clinch. When we break out of here, whether you were trying to take me out or not, no, I'm gonna make you pay.
I'm gonna leave you with something.
I want the judges to see the impression of I was the last one to land the strike. And out of that exchange, as Frivola circled out, I don't know what he was doing. It looked like he reached a little bit, but then he circled out kind of with hands down and bap right across.
The guy was running.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't shin to dome, but it was like toes.
No, it was toes to dome.
Yeah, it was toes to dome. But still, it doesn't take. We've talked about this forever. It does not take a lot to knock you out with a head kick. Just get it there fast, smooth, and clean. Okay, and don't load it up. Don't set it up. Just lift it up there. Normally with the knee and let the foot follow. Doesn't take much. Boom, and he was out. He was out. Oh, yeah. Very nicely done. Great job by St. Denis. Next fight.
Diego Lopez against Pat Sabatini. Holy shit, dude. This kid's good.
Yeah.
We talked about him when we said, hey, man, he came in against Evolov on a couple days' notice, and he put up one hell of a fight. That was his start. Yeah, he lost it. But since then, he has been on fire. He's got a mullet and a half. And I'll tell you what, to beat Pat Sabatini the way he did, I mean, Pat Sabatini is the real deal. He is a damn good wrestler. He is a damn good fighter. He's got great jiu-jitsu. And this Diego Lopez, man, he has turned from being just a jiu-jitsu guy. He's got hands. He is strong. He's in good condition. He's fast. And for a featherweight, dude, he's big.
Yeah.
He is a big featherweight.
He's big for the weight, but he throws the combinations clean. He's on track. Like, he doesn't, like, he's another one that, like, out of the breaks, he doesn't let you get a second to breathe. You break from me, I'm going to put automatic pressure because, look, in sparring, this is what happens. The reason why you do it in a real fight is because in sparring, what happens when you're sparring, you guys get in the clinch and, like, you guys separate. We both kind of just relax and we let the fight go back to developing.
Yeah, exactly.
We both get our breath and we go back to letting the fight develop. But I'm sorry, but in a fight, those rules don't apply. That's actually the best time to actually land those big shots. And he capitalized on it right off the bat. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, like, he's did a great job. Same thing with St. Denis. Same thing. Don't let them sit and don't let them
get comfortable.
And don't get comfortable in the clinch. Don't get comfortable in terms of like us just getting in the clinch or wrestling and then breaking with no consequences. You've got to make them pay. And I looked at that fight. I was like, man, and this kid's good. He's good. You got to think, right? If he had fought Evolov again here in the next fight of 2 fights, I think he beats him.
I'll tell you what.
I think he beats him.
Damn close if he doesn't. Because look, he was close. He was close anyways.
Yeah.
Well, he fought a great fight.
I think
he fought a great fight in the first round.
He did, but I think it was still 30-27. Was it, or was it 29-28?
I thought it was 29-28, but
okay.
Dave can look it up if you want, but it was. I tell you what, as I recall, he was all over Evolov at the beginning of that first round, and it was like very impressive. Pinched him up.
This is so great. I pinch him, and he just like, All right, what's the next fight?
Steve Erceg against Alessandro Costa. Erceg showing these very well trained. He's got the full game. He's got good stand-up. He's got good wrestling. You know, he's the real deal. He kind of let Costa get back in that fight, but that Evolov Lopes, only one gave it to Lopes in the, but it was still 29-28 across the board on 2.
Well, 30-27 and 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the Evolov and Lopes fight card. So it was 29-28 on 2 cards and then 30-27 on the other for Evolov. The Erceg fight, though, Erceg was doing well, but he's another one of those traditional style stand-up guys. And we had Costa, who actually really pressed the action, really let the hands go, kind of made it more of a grimy, dirty fight.
When he made it grimy, he had a better chance of,
Yeah, and that's the key. When you see someone who is the level of kickboxer or just more of a traditional style of kickboxing, blitz them. I know there's chances of you getting knocked out. I know there's that happens no matter what. Your chances of getting knocked out.
What's going to happen when you don't? You're going to stand outside and they're going to pick you apart.
Yeah, and L next to your name is still the same whether you got knocked out or you fucking went the distance. So figure it out, guys. I thought Erceg looked good. I thought that Costa he let too much time go by without letting the combinations come out. He was too respectful to Erceg. Godinez and Ricci and Rebecki and Roberts.
Rebecki looks good.
Yeah,
he is powerful. The arm bar was well done. Look at how he used his legs to control the head, and then suck the arm back in. Beautifully done. That guy's undefeated at this point. He's the real deal. He's going to give people problems. So I thought the fight that we actually talked about that we thought would be a great fight was Borshov against Sadikov, and that turned into just a hell of a fight.
Yeah,
when you look at Borshov and the way that he fights, and he's a little bit older. But man, his kickboxing is good, and man, he throws a lot of combinations. He goes to the body well. He opens up and he makes you fight. And Sadikov, he lost the first round, and then he came back and Sadikov had the first round. No, I screwed it up with it, but Sadikov won the second round with 10-8. There was not a doubt. He beat the piss out of him, knocked him down several times, had him hurt, and Borchav comes back, man. Came back in the third round. He won that third round. I thought it was a draw. I thought the person that gave it 29-28 was wrong. I thought that was definitely Cleary and Lee were right in what they gave it, which was 2 rounds to Borchav, 1 round to Sadikov, but that was a 10-8 round, and it should have been. I didn't want to see either guy losing that because both guys fought their asses off, but great fight.
Well, Brian Miner, your boy Brian Miner, gave it 29-28.
He made a mistake.
Damn it, Brian.
Should have given it a 10-8. How do you not give that? That's a 10-8 round. How do you not?
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree.
He got knocked down how many times? He got hurt.
Yeah.
He got bloodied up. I mean, he did okay for a while in the round, but once Sadikov took over, it was all him except for the last 10 seconds of the round.
Yeah, I mean, Dave, you know my pin band is strong. Dave's been 10-8 round several times by me, giving him the 10-8
Not
round.
tonight, that's for sure.
No, he's giving the 10-8 round. The fight that I was most looking forward to, and even though I like the Sadikov fight, I like the Jared Gordon versus Marco Madsen. Like, Madsen had a good game plan. Obviously, his game plan is very much the same every single time. Come forward, pressure you, throw hands. But look, when you were looking at the fight, Jared Gordon is the better stand-up guy. He's got good takedown defense, but not Olympic level takedown defense. But he worked out with Jordan Oliver. Yep, Jordan Oliver.
That helped.
Fucking stud.
Jordan Oliver's a stud.
Who we're gonna probably have on the show here pretty soon. I'm gonna have to give him a call. He's been asking, like, "Hey, when can I get on?" I'm like, "Anytime you fucking want, my man. Anytime you want." I love me some Jordan Oliver. Good dude. But Jared Gordon though, better. Should have been better on the feet. Good on the feet, but he was getting his lick. He was taking some licks in that first round. Marco Madsen was just the pressure of the takedown was really getting to Jared Gordon. Like, okay, do I defend the takedown? Do I get hit? Like, do I try to land strikes and then get taken down? What do I do? Those are all things that go through your mind when you're dealing with someone that level of wrestling. Once he realized, like, you know what? Stop being so defensive and just throw the striking. Just let it go. Then he got in the clinch, uppercuts, little hooks, little elbows, and then boom, boom, beautifully executed.
Inside work, man.
Yeah. I mean, I thought that those little tiny shots, it just lets you know that you don't have to worry about hitting. I don't have to load up. I don't have to hit you hard. I just got to hit you right on the button. That's it. Right where your shut off switch is where I have to hit you. He hit him with that uppercut, boom, kind of wobbled legs, as DC said. And then the rest of it was like every little shot after that just felt like it had an effect on Madsen. Just like a little shot, uppercut, little hook, little elbow here, touch, elbow, boom, and then boom, overhand right. Just done work, just nicely done. Didn't let anything get ahead of him. Just kept him right in front of him. Greatly done. Great job. Good fight by Jared Gordon.
Fantastic.
All right,
Joshua Van. Did you watch that fight?
I did not see it.
Okay. Joshua Van against Kevin Borjas. Man, Joshua Van and Borjas, that was a great fight between two flyweights, but Joshua Van is 22 years old. Born in 2001. I don't like him at all.
What
but man, I'll tell you what, this kid's going to be good. He goes to the body well. He had, I want to say, 54 body shots in that fight. Almost set a flyweight record, but did not, I guess. But man, I'll tell you what, went to the body well, fast. He took some shot. He took a big shot in the first round, but man, it was a great contest, and that kid is going to be someone to watch because he is tough.
John, he was born after 9/11.
Yes, he was.
This fucking guy. He was born October in 2001. 2001. That's insane. Huh? We're going to find out. All right, hey, that's going to wrap up our UFC talk, and hopefully you guys enjoyed that breakdown. But before we move on, go to onlyfans.com/weighing in, onlyfans.com/weighing in. John, you know, we've been doing advertisements for them for what, about a year now? Almost a year. Coming up, I think, on 9-10 months. And they've been a great company to work with. And so, like, I guess for us, right, is we understand the hesitation in terms of subscribing to us over there and having this conversation repeatedly about how, this platform was actually created for athletes to begin with, and then COVID hit, and porn stars started going there, and so now they've kind of had this thing where a lot of their business platform and the ability for them to make money came from porn stars. Paige Van Zandt just came out and said she made more money in 24 hours on OnlyFans than she did in her whole fighting career, which is understandable. I get it. I mean, she's a smoke show. We all know that. But that being said, there is tons of Formula One racers on there, NASCAR racers on there, MMA fighters on there, some basketball players, some soccer players, football as Dave would like to call it, that are show techniques. You've got athletes that are on there, and that's originally what this whole thing was designed for, was for people with a skill set that they wanted to help sell, or basically just advertise and build up, whether it's your kids' platforms, whatever it is. I know it's not the platform you probably want your kids on, but they're really trying to make a change to make this platform more kid friendly or more adult friendly, to be honest, or husband and wife friendly. So in doing that, they've signed with us. We are the very first podcast they've ever worked with, and give us a little follow over there, because we're trying to get more content on there, especially in this next couple of weeks. We're going to try to get as much content on that platform as we possibly can. And I've done a lot of posting on there as of recently, probably in the last 2 weeks, whether it was my trip to Alabama LSU game for the SEC game into Nashville, then to Tuscaloosa. I posted a couple other things on there too. I ran in today to Tim Kennedy, got that up there on there as well. There's a lot of little things going on. So just wanted you guys to join us over there at onlyfans.com/weighing-in. It is free. Subscription is free. We're not charging for anything over there. We just want you guys to join us over there, and we want to greatly appreciate it. Thanks for the support. All right, Dave, let's get into some news. What do you got for us, buddy?
Yeah, first one here. Usman Nurmagomedov fails the drug test, and he gets his win at Bellator 300 overturned, and he's out of the Grand Prix now.
Yeah.
Yep.
You go. You go.
Well, all right. I'm going to say there is a common supplement that is taken by Russian athletes that are in Dagestan and stuff, that they get over the counter. It's not anything that is what people are thinking, and I think that's what he got caught with. Mm-hmm. And you got to know what you're allowed to take and what you're not. Sometimes it's not as apparent in other companies. The UFC had USADA. Now they're going to go with somebody else, but they're given a list of all these things, and they can always go to Jeff Nowitzki. Well, it's kind of tough sometimes to know what you can take and what you can't, with athletic commissions. But the athletic commission tested him, they popped him, and the question is, does he lose his? Are they going to strip him of his title?
They're not.
They're not. And
nope. I already talked to Bellator. They are not going to strip him of the title. As a matter of fact, they may potentially run that fight back to see who stays in the lightweight World Grand Prix. That being said, and I was on the phone earlier tonight with Ali and his manager, and talking with him, he goes, "Look, he got sick."
How are you on the phone earlier? I saw Ali sitting next to Magomedov in Madison Square Garden.
John, that's this thing right here is called a phone, okay, and it works pretty much anywhere in the world. Does it work just about everywhere? Yeah, wow. Pretty much anywhere in the world. Yeah, so I gave Ali a call and said, "Hey, we're going to talk about this, on the show. I want to make sure that I get both sides of the story." And his bottom line is, he's like, "Look, the representation in terms of what we've talked with Andy Foster about and what we've talked with Usman about, and he got sick a couple months ago, was given a prescription drug. That prescription drug, it wasn't even so much that it is illegal to use. It's a prescription drug for him, which was prescribed to him by his doctor, but it was the fact that he didn't list it on the paperwork. That's all it is. Had he listed it, from my understanding, that he wouldn't have been suspended. So that's why they reduce it down to a 6-month suspension. But I will tell you this. There's a slap. This is a slap on the wrist. And I've gathered that if this is to happen again, because the California Commission is being a little bit more stringent on what is going on in terms of all of these over-the-counter drugs or medications. If you guys are not listing your supplements, this will be not a lifetime ban, but it will be a 2, 3, potentially even a 4-year ban. You know that you're supposed to list all this stuff. I know it sounds dumb, but every supplement I ever took, I listed it. I know it sounded dumb. I listed Celtic sea salt. I put on there.
Celtic sea salt.
I did. I listed it because it had different types of minerals and vitamins in it, and I actually took a picture of the bag and put it on there. Because your California Commission paperwork, it gives you little areas, or it did. I don't know if it does now, but it gave you little sections to go ahead and implement pictures of whatever the product was. I fucking did. I used to take this pre-workout called Pre-Race by First Endurance. Guess who invented it? It was the U.S. Post office cycling team. I don't
think I would have taken that one.
Yeah. But
I would have taken that one.
It was some of the cleanest pre-workout I'd ever had. And I actually felt better on it. It didn't give me the jitters, made me feel good. All of these type of things. I listed every single thing.
I'm sure it made you feel good.
Yeah, shut your mouth. But I listed every single thing that I've ever taken.
And you should have.
Yeah.
And you should have. Because that way you're not taking
all
the
my
chance.
proteins, all my post-workout stuff, all my pre-workout stuff, all my, everything that I take in between, my vitamin D3, everything. It didn't matter because you just don't know. And so in this scenario and situation, he got sick, I guess, about 2 months ago, took the medication. The medication didn't clear his system. And he didn't list it on the thing. I think he thought it was far enough out that it was like, okay, it won't be in my system anymore. But that's not the case. When you cut a lot of weight, he's a big guy. We've seen with the John Jones situation, picograms exist. So they're pulling it from when you cut weight. It just lives in your fatty tissues. And I don't know. That's as much as I can speak on this situation. So I wish him nothing but the best. I hope that, that he's learned his lesson, which I believe he has. And filling out the paperwork properly. Don't get lazy because it could cost you 6 months. He's lucky he didn't get longer. He's lucky. But I think for him, right, I look at him, I look at his abilities, I look at him. He was very upfront, very forthright with the commission and worked with Andy from what I understand. And they put out their press release and went on. I did see some stuff from Brent Primus, and I saw some stuff from Patricky Pitbull, and and just they didn't have very nice things to say. And that's what but that's what fighters will always do. Like once you get caught, none of this stuff, just so we're clear. And none of it was performance enhancing. This apparently has nothing to do with performance. It's not making you faster. It's not making you stronger. From what I understand, it's not helping you in any of those ways. That's what I was told. And
by who?
Huh? Oh,
that's what you were told by who?
That's what I was told the medication does. It doesn't give you any advantage. That's what I was told.
Who told you that? Oh, that's what I thought.
Well, that's what I was told. That's what I was told.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
There has to be a reason.
There does.
That medication would be on the list.
Well, let me ask you this though.
Now that does not mean that it's this giant, difference maker, in a fight. But there's got to be a reason why. But
no, John. Okay, so then tell me, do dick pills? What advantage do they give you? They mask the agent of you using steroids, but that's the thing. But that's not
a masker.
But okay, you call it a masker, but it doesn't give you an advantage, and that's my point. This could be construed as a masker. Then I guess it doesn't give you an advantage. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's where my point. Like, if you're taking a prescription, I was told that his prescription that he took doesn't give him an advantage. Like, it doesn't make him faster, doesn't make him stronger, now, I don't know, because what he actually took was not released. So I don't know what it is. I don't know if you do, but I would, the state commission didn't release it. So I'm going based off of the fact that I talked to not just Ali, but I talked to some other people, and they're like, yeah, but they wouldn't tell me what it was. So that being said, it just means that it doesn't increase your performance.
Okay.
Whatever that means. Who knows?
Let's leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that.
There you go.
All right.
All right, PFL has given us a pretty good featherweight fight between Kayla Harrison and Aspen Ladd.
Last minute replacement though.
Yeah, Julia Budd pulled out. I don't know why.
I heard. No, I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. What was that?
It's an echo.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, but no, I was looking at this. This is a good fight, though. This is a very good fight because Kayla Harrison, she's coming off of her first loss, hasn't fought since then. Correct? She hasn't fought since her first loss. I want to know how she's made herself better. Has she made herself better on the feet? Is she a little bit more confident on the feet? Is she willing to throw a little bit heavier on the feet and then worry about jeopardize getting the fight to the ground or pushing to get the fight to the ground? She feel comfortable standing on the feet. I think if she would dedicate a good 6 months, which it seems like it's been almost a year now since she's fought, that she could probably outstrike Aspen Ladd. Power-wise, athleticism-wise, I think that Kayla Harrison could outstrike Aspen Ladd. If she gave herself a good 6 to 7 months or 8 months of training on the feet, she could probably outstrike Aspen Ladd. Now, on the ground, it's night and day. I think she just destroys Aspen Ladd on the ground.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. And when it comes to getting into a grappling situation, Aspen Ladd can take care of herself, but she's going to have to stop the takedowns of Kayla. And that's not going to be easy because her judo is damn good. And she's good, with her trips, the way that she'll, inside, outside trips that she uses and everything. I look at it, it's a tougher fight for Kayla, though, because Aspen's younger. She is physically durable. She'll take a lot of shots and keep on coming at you. She has got good stand-up. She'll throw her hands. So, like you said, Kayla had to get better. Look at the only person that's beaten Kayla is Larissa, and Larissa is she's solid on her feet, and she's solid on the ground. And so, it's not like she got beat by someone. No, she got beat by a can. She got beat by someone who's really goddamn good. And it was a decision, and it happens.
Well, she's got power
sometimes
though too. Right. That makes a big difference.
Sometimes you're right, sometimes not. Who, Larissa?
Yes.
So does
Larissa's
Aspen. Aspen's got pop. Aspen can pop.
John.
No, Aspen can throw.
She can pop onto her back and get her ass kicked. That's what's gonna happen. Sorry, man. She doesn't have pop.
She's gonna have to stop. Look, she's obviously the favorite, and this is gonna be Kayla, no doubt about it. But what's the attitude of Kayla coming in? Like, Kayla's a winner. I don't doubt her coming back and putting on a good performance because she's a winner, and she's proven that too many times. So she's definitely going to be the favorite in this, but she is going to have to take on Aspen, and Aspen's going to be there the whole time. She's tough. You don't like Aspen.
No, it's not that I don't like her.
You don't give her credit.
I look at Kayla Harrison. I think she's better than her all the way around. Look, it depends
on
which
better too.
It just depends on which Aspen Ladd shows up. The one that just doesn't want to throw punches and just circle and take shots, or the one that actually wants to be aggressive and fight the fight. If she fights her fight, she has a chance. But if she just decides to cruise and just let the fight develop in front of her and not do anything, she's going to get smashed.
I agree with you. There's many times that Aspen will go out there and it's like, what are you doing? You realize you're already down around, but you never know.
This guy.
Dave's so mad. I'm just fucking with him.
Dave, hit him back.
Dave's not going to hit me back. He's nowhere to run. He's stuck in the corner right now. Fucking baby in the corner. If I wish I could take a video, I'm going to put a video of this up right now. Dave is in the corner. All right, what else you got for us, Dave?
Another fight announcement here, Song Yudong and Chris Gutierrez, December 9th.
That's a good matchup. Chris Gutierrez is tough as hell, but Song Yudong is he's got power. He's got good wrestling, and this is going to be in Shanghai. So,
and how young is Song Yudong? Song Yudong is what, 28?
He's young.
And Chris Gutierrez is 37?
No. Chris isn't that old.
Maybe older. No, I think he's 36, 37. Song Yadong is
What is
what?
that?
25.
25.
25.
And
And
Chris
I would say
Gutierrez is 37, 36.
32.
Oh, Jesus, 32.
Thank you very much.
Jesus, he looks like he's 50.
Damn.
No.
You're just on fire tonight. Is this because you're tired?
I am exhausted, John. I'm exhausted.
When Josh is tired, he's going to be mean.
Just to Dave. Just to Dave. I've been pinching Dave underneath the armpit right here. Right here. It's the best spot. Song Yadong, speed and power is going to be to his advantage. Not only that, the sprawl and brawl, the ability to keep this fight on the feet and let the hands go, doesn't favor Chris Gutierrez. Chris has got to get this fight to the ground. I just don't think he has the ability to close that distance fast enough and get it in the legs deep enough. Now, he may get one takedown, but Song Yadong is really good at not just sprawling, but scrambling and getting back to his feet. So I'm looking at this fight. I'm going, this is Song Yadong's fight to lose. But it's a fight. Anything can happen.
Yep. That's true.
Next.
All right, last one here. Wrapping up. Merab wants Henry Cejudo since the fight between Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera has been announced. So do we get this fight, and what do you guys think about it?
Yeah, I think they've already both agreed, and I believe they said it was going to be in February. And I think Merab wanted it in March so he could be on the same card as Sean O'Malley. Like this whole thing, just in case the fight falls through, he could just jump right in and take the spot. I mean, but it sounds like they're going to be on the February card, not the card. Henry's.
I don't know. I think it's a great matchup. That's not an easy matchup for either guy. You look at Merab's a tenacious wrestler, but he does not have the wrestling of Henry Cejudo. But Henry's getting older. As far as he doesn't wrestle as much, he concentrates more on his stand-up. And if there's one thing that we've seen, Merab's got a gas tank.
Yeah,
he can go and he can put pressure on you, and he can wear you down. And Henry got a little worn down, but it was a long time since he had fought when he fought Aljamain. Mm-hmm. But you could see that he got a little tired.
Yeah, 2.5 years, John, almost 3 years.
I
out
understand.
Of the cage.
I don't blame him.
I think we're going to see a different Henry. He'll have better cardio. Bro, you can't fucking break a Mexican like that. This dude's got conditioning for days. Henry Cejudo was out of the game for a while, just living his best life, having babies, making babies,
getting married,
getting married, making babies. I mean, like that's a plush life, right? That's a plush life. I mean, he was just living his best life, man. Let him be. Now that I think
Dave,
he's back on
pinch
track,
him back.
He is not going to pinch me back. He is stuck in the corner.
Dave, you don't have
just wait till we're at
hair on your ass if you don't freaking just.
He doesn't have
peel the skin off the back of his tricep.
I love me some podcasts.
You're just lucky I don't make it submission number 4.
Oh my gosh, submission number 4. Jeez, I love this guy. It's so nice to be in the same room with him. Come here. This is gonna be a great fight, though. You have two guys that can wrestle the shit out of each other. Both of them have great cardio, great conditioning. I think where this thing lies, though, is that Henry's the faster fighter with a little bit better, cleaner stand up. But Merab, I think, has got more power.
I definitely say Henry's the faster fighter.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and look, Merab's got the better gas tank overall. Look, he's proven time and time again that he is just can push and be ready and come out the next round and do it all over again. Mm-hmm. But this is, in my opinion, this is Henry's fight to lose.
It's true.
But we'll see.
John, there is a thing that I put out on this thing. It was the Habib and there was a Habib saying that he was offered, didn't say
20,
by the
30,
UFC,
40.
20, 30, $40 million to fight.
Yeah, to come back.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I mean, like I got it. You got to be honest. In the world that we live in right now, there's only so much money that like you just can live your life.
Hold on. There's only so much money that someone can flash in front of you before you go, okay.
Not in his case.
No, he can't be bought.
Hold
on. What did I say long ago about him? I said the one problem for Dana with Habib is he can't be bought, and that's a problem because Dana can throw out, or anybody can throw out enough money that eventually people go, okay, and I don't blame the person.
I'm gonna throw a little wrench in this one. I'm gonna say there's a good chance that UFC 300 is gonna be Islam and Conor.
Oh, I've heard that.
I'm saying, yeah, it's of course it's been running around for a while because of the whole Habib thing, but I think that there's all the talk that Chandler's gonna for sure get it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Islam ends up taking or getting that fight.
Okay, let me ask you a question though. If you're the UFC, do you want Conor to win or do you want Conor to lose?
I think they see the writing on the wall. He's not who he was.
I didn't say, hold on. I didn't say what they see. I said, do you want Conor to win or do you want him to lose? If you run the UFC, okay, there you go, because that's the truth. All right, so who does he have a better chance of winning against?
Nate Diaz.
Okay, Nate or Mike compared to Islam.
I don't even
The
know.
last person in the world you're going to put him against right now is Islam.
I agree with you. I agree with that. I think they're at the point where how long can we ride the Conor train?
Hold on. You're absolutely right. They know.
Yeah.
You know, they know. But when you look and say, okay, but what is it that's going to benefit that? They're going to say, well, we want him to win because we want to have another. I want to build it. Okay? I can't have him go in there and lose again.
Yeah.
That would be how many fights in a row with losses?
4, I think. No, he got the Cowboy in there somewhere. So 2.
Yeah, that's why 3. 2 to Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 2. Oh, 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said 3.
It would be 3 if he ended up
would
facing Islam.
Don't change the argument. But look, if they were smart, it would be the Nate Diaz fight.
Yeah.
It would be that'd be smart. And then that would do huge numbers. Then if I think it goes Nate, then it goes Islam, and then it goes, I don't even know if Chandler's still gonna be around by then. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I don't know. I don't see it.
How long ago did I say, Mike Chandler, you're not going to fight?
That's crazy, right?
Conor McGregor
did the whole Ultimate Fighter thing and everything, and fucked it all up. Sat in that fucking cold plunge for 30-something minutes for no reason.
Oh Jesus!
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. All right, hey guys, that's gonna wrap up our show. It is 3 a.m. for John, 2 a.m. for me.
Come on, baby.
And I got to get up in about 3.5 hours, 4 hours. So I want to thank you guys so much. We filmed tonight so we could drop this show for you guys because we knew that all these guys have been stealing what we do. We normally drop first. So people, other podcasts, other people that work for other promotions, they've been trying to drop first. Well, guess what? We decided to come in and be like, you know what? Let's just go back to what we were doing.
They had to put up
hopefully you guys enjoy these fights. These fights were awesome tonight, by the way. Great fights.
They were great.
Great fights.
Yep.
And John, take us away, bud.
Hey, for everyone out there, I hope you enjoyed the UFC 295 from Madison Square Garden. They had some great fights. 2 new champions. That's pretty impressive. And incredibly impressive by Alex Pereira in 11 fights to have 2 titles in 2 different weight classes. Goddamn special. For everyone out there, thanks for tuning in, and we will see you.